race. 3 miles then to travel, 16 fences to jump. Dancing Desi is the first to show. John Killeagh on board, and he goes on from the Magic Slaver. Also well up there is Juki River, and coming through is Tyranno Star 2 to dispute with the leaders. They move towards the winning post with Tyranno Star, Dancing Desi, and Juki River from the Magic Slaver. For Cahill comes next with Mr. Tom Tom, and these then go ahead of, on the inside, Fools with Horses. After these on the outside, Never Heard. Back towards the rear in the early stages, Castidium, and last of all is Neil Issegwing. Moving towards the second fence, Tyranno Star from Juki River, the Magic Slaver, Dancing Desi, Mr. Tom Tom, Fools with Horses, and For Cahill come next. After these then, as they move across, comes Never Heard. Black Abbey comes next. Moving then across the bottom of the track, and out through this next gap, Tyranno Star just by a length or so from Dancing Desi. Close to him on the outside, Juki River. For Cahill races in fourth. The yellow cap is that of the Magic Slaver, with on his inside the blue colours of Fools with Horses. Black Abbey comes next with Never Heard. Settled nicely then in behind them is Donegal. Moving towards this, Tyranno Star, Juki River. As they continue an uphill run towards the fourth fence, Tyranno Star now goes on by a couple of lengths from Juki River. Dancing Desi races in third with For Cahill fourth. Mr. Tom Tom comes next. Preston is inside by the Magic Slaver. Fools with Horses next. With Donegal one gone, there was Juki River. John Flynn, the pilot, is down on the ground above but rising quickly. Loose Horse just careers in front of the leaders as they come off the bend and move across towards the fifth with Tyranno Star. Now going on from Donegal. They're gone clear of Dancing Desi and out of these Fools with Horses, with For Cahill moving through on the outside of Mr. Tom Tom. The Magic Slaver comes next with Black Abbey. Never Heard comes next with Castidium. Finally Neil Issegwing as they come to complete the first circuit. That Loose Horse could race wide of the fences. If you're standing near them, please stand back. He's gone off the track and he's taken one of them with him. He's taken two of them with him. He's taken Donegal out and he's taken the other one, Tyranno Star. So Loose Horse causing trouble in front, and this is left Fools with Horses in front with Dancing Desi. After these comes For Cahill and Henry Cleary racing in third. Mr. Tom Tom holds his place in fourth, ahead of Black Abbey, and after these the Magic Slaver and Never Heard. Then Castidium, and these are ahead then of Neil Issegwing. There you see Kieran Beecher just coming onto the track above on Donegal having been carried out. They move away for the second circuit then, and they're closely grouped. Dancing Desi, Fools with Horses from the green and black sleeves on the inside. Neil Issegwing has been pulled up as they race away over the sixth fence and come off the bend below. Dancing Desi, Fools with Horses have a couple of lengths to spare over the striped red and white colours of For Cahill, Mr. Tom Tom, Never Heard, and after these the Magic Slaver. Then comes Black Abbey and Castidium, and there's 4 horses out of the race as they come across the bottom and start in a moment to go uphill once more and shortly arriving at halfway. Fools with Horses from the McNamara Limerick yard, just leading them from For Cahill, who's going very nicely on the outside of Dancing Desi. Getting into a 2 on the outside of him with the blue and white colours is Black Abbey, just on the outside of Mr. Tom Tom. Never Heard comes next. After these, they're tracked then by the Magic Slaver, Tom Lombard, who had a good day in Ahabullock yesterday with a double, moving across the top. Fools with Horses and Dancing Desi come to take this one, ahead of Mr. Tom Tom, who's a little untidy jumping it, and the Magic Slaver now has moved quickly into fourth. For Cahill tracks him on the outside with the black colours of Never Heard next, and then comes Black Abbey and Castidium, last of the 8 of them as they race downhill. Coming off the bend then, across the top and moving towards the next fence, Fools with Horses is a length to spare over Dancing Desi. Maybe just a half a length as they move towards it. They touched on with about 3 to spare over Mr. Tom Tom. Slight mistake by the Magic Slaver on the inside of For Cahill. Going quite easily is Never Heard, who's about 5th or 6th, with the black colours moving nicely through with the green cap, ahead of Black Abbey, clear then of Castidium. They have a little over a circuit to race and 6 fences to jump. The pale blue colours of Fools with Horses in front from Dancing Desi, who challenges on the inside. These two rise to it together for Mr. Tom Tom, jumps it well, mistake by the Magic Slabber back and forth. Never Heard comes next with Black Abbey. Clostinium is pulled up. 1 circuit then to go. Fools with Horses, Dancing Desi, Mr. Tom Tom. These three from the red and yellow cap of the Magic Slabber, Never Heard and Black Abbey are the principals as they move on towards a slight uphill run, the fifth last fence. Dancing Desi and Fools with Horses together. Fools with Horses may be a neck advantage from Dancing Desi, and then comes Mr. Tom Tom. Magic Slabber has his chance in fourth, getting back into it again. Also Black Abbey and Never Heard. All there with their chances, the six of them, as they come across the bottom and race with a fairly long run towards the next. Fools with Horses, Dancing Desi, 3 to spare over Mr. Tom Tom and improving the Magic Slabber, also improving his Black Abbey. Never Heard isn't out of it. They start to bunch up as they come off the bend. Fools with Horses, they definitely lead, but watching the one on the outside, Black Abbey, with the blue and white striped cap, as he comes to challenge Dancing Desi for second. Between Horses, the Magic Slabber. Mr. Thompson gets back into it. Never Heard isn't done for with yet as they come over it. Still Fools with Horses from Black Abbey. As they move and continue uphill towards the third last, Fools with Horses for Mr. Tom Tom, Dancing Desi, and then comes after these Black Abbey, the Magic Slabber, Never Heard. Fools with Horses has fought off the challenges and races downhill with a length to spare over Mr. Tom Tom and Dancing Desi, and after these comes Black Abbey and Never Heard and the Magic Slabber. But Fools with Horses has 3 to spare over Mr. Tom Tom. Trying to make a run for it on the outside is Black Abbey now, coming to challenge for second and maybe a danger. Fools with Horses from Black Abbey now, who's wound up for his challenge and gets to within 2.5 lengths of the one in front. This is a diminishing one. He's within a length of him as they come over it. Fools with Horses, a mistaken bad one by Black Abbey, and he's gone. Looked like a promising run. This is left Fools with Horses go on for Mr. Tom Tom and Never Heard as they turn in. Fools with Horses. The trainer's son on board as they race down towards the final fence is clear of Mr. Tom Tom and Never Heard. 1 fence to jump. Fools with Horses jumps a little slowly for Mr. Tom Tom, who's rousted by Roger Hurley on the inside. Fools with Horses is tying up for Mr. Tom Tom. Mr. Tom Tom coming through to take it from Fools with Horses. Never Heard on the outside. Mr. Tom Tom, Fools with Horses and Never Heard. Very close, Mr. Tom Tom from on the outside. Fools with Horses, it's very close between the two of them. The fortunes varied as they came up. Mr. Tom Tom, Fools with Horses.
The result of the second division of the first race: first number 13, second number 24, third number 5, number 22 was fourth. The distances ahead, a half a length and 25 lengths. 13, 24, 5, number 22 was fourth, ahead a half a length and 25 lengths. And we would like to remind you, ladies and gentlemen,